All right, we're back again. So now let's do this. You want to give it a go?
I'm alright.
Look, this is a trending game. I'll be honest, it's not one of my favorite games. I've played Survivor IO on my phone, and it was like okay, I guess. I quit after like maybe 3 days of playing.
That's why you gotta play Raid Shadow Legend.
That's why
I'm
the
joking.
sponsor. I don't know. I mean, these guys just look like straight up
PPs.
Why is a potato fighting a
PP.
Who knows?
Oh my gosh. I remember I was scrolling through my reels and there was someone who was crocheting. They're like, please forgive me for being inappropriate. So they made a dinosaur. The Pinosaurus. It was a dinosaur body with a
PP.
head.
What the?
F
It was
word.
really funny.
The style of like the drawings and stuff reminds me of like the Binding of Isaac.
Oh, I thought it reminded me of that, what the fuck was it called? It was the one where you were a parasite and you had to kill things in order to mutate into them just to kill more things over the world. You started out as a little red slug dude. It's a really old game.
Oh yeah. You had to like kill like a cat and a raccoon.
Yeah,
get
and you
into a
had to
house.
solve puzzles in order to get into the bodies without people noticing. Like one of them was camping themed. You were a little alien dude. You were a little red alien.
Yeah. I remember that. I
remember
a long
Markiplier
time.
playing that game. That's what the
It
style
was a Flash
reminds me
game.
of. Yeah, it was a point and click on a Flash. I think it had multiple endings too, but
I know you could.
that
fail.
was when YouTube first kind of picked up for me as a kid, because that's when I first started watching Markiplier. Was around that time he started playing similar games like that. I don't know what the fuck PewDiePie was doing. I remember some of the first videos I've seen on PewDiePie's channel was like Hunipop, or not Hunipop. It was some kind of like Candy Crush game, but it had sexy girls, and he kept putting the word porno in his thumbnail. That was probably some of the first videos I remember seeing of PewDiePie's channel. And I think Jacksepticeye, I watched him play.
Jeez, how is he holding so many guns?
I don't know. Oh, I remember. Either it was Jack or Mark, one of the first things I watched from their channel that I really remember getting into was a game called Facade.
I don't remember that.
It
game.
was literally just...
Oh no, yeah, it's a horror game.
No,
Wait, no, it's not?
no.
No, I'm thinking of Facade.
You were a guest at somebody's house, and these two couples, these two people in a marriage were arguing. And the thing was, there was multiple endings. You could either split them up, you could try and get them back together, you could piss them off, you could get with one of them. It was a weird, like, I want to say slice of life. Let me see if I can find a video of Facade. You can kind of understand what I'm talking about. It was such a weird game to get into, but that's what I watched.
I've never seen
You've
that.
never seen this game?
No. That reminds me of the Game Grumps when they played fucking Mr. What's-His-Face.
I gotta show you Facade. It's a pretty boring game to me now because, of course, I'm much older and things have to interest me a little bit differently.
You know, like this game is
But when I was
not
like
really interesting me that much, to be completely
late
honest.
elementary, middle school era, I remember seeing this game floating around. I don't know how old the videos were. That's just the series I got into.
I'll be honest. This is the kind of game that I bet that Dangerously Funny has played the shit out of.
It was an interactive game that had multiple. I knew that people put mods to it, so they broke the fuck out of the game. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find that video because there was this one guy who played it religiously for a while and would like do kind of mod that you could think of, and he made the game fucking fun. He'd do everything he possibly could to piss the characters off. I watched a lot of Gmod as a kid. That's all I really remember from childhood of mine. Was just a lot of fucking Gmod.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit
It
of
was
Gmod.
Gmod, Minecraft, and just horror games that Jack and Mark would play.
I used to watch a bunch of Dangerously Funny back in the day, but I don't really watch it anymore. Because in my opinion, he plays a bunch of one-off games that I usually play that I lose interest in 5 minutes.
What, Mark?
Dangerously Funny. Because he'll play like little games like this, but like a lot. And I'll remember like maybe watching 1 or 2 of them for a little while, and then I'll just get like super bored. Not to say that his content is boring. I'm thinking the game itself is.
Yeah, I mean everybody's taste.
Because I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch this game for 3 hours straight.
Unless that's what you're into.
I mean, I
Personally,
guess.
that's not what I'm into. Sitting here is watching you.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, we tried it. There's gonna be games that we don't like. There's gonna be games that we do like. So, Hutch posted something of how to draw Grimace. Puts him in jail. Free him. Free him for his crimes.
I don't really understand the premise of this game. Is like, is this all we do? I mean, is there like a certain wave where we win, or is this just like the whole game? It's just endless. Because you know, most games I want to have a goal in mind. That's why I kind of get bored of Minecraft unless I play with mods. Is like, sure, I can survive as long as I want, but at that point, I'm just doing the same thing over and over again for like the next fucking week. And I'm like, all right, well now I'm getting kind of bored because I'm doing the exact same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's any different either. It's just like, okay, I run out of materials, so I go chop trees down and I start mining. And I mean, that's kind of fun sometimes, but it does get kind of old, especially, you know, when I hit that point in my life where I'm like, I really want to play Minecraft for like a week straight and like not stop. And then I get really tired of it really fast.
I mean, certain things I have, like, for example, I don't want to, as much as I love Legend of Zelda, I gotta mix it up sometimes.
Yeah, which is why we're playing Sub-Zero Saturday.
Because I'll sit there and we'll be playing Zelda for 3 to 4 hours sometimes every day, and then I'll not want to record, so I'll end up not playing for the next 3 days.
Right.
Because we gotta break it up, and usually most of the time I don't feel great, so...
Well, like I said, this is kind of the whole reason why we play Sub-Zero Saturday, is so it's a mix-up of our regular content, because like, not only do we get tired of playing certain games when we play it too much, I'm pretty sure people watching our games would probably not appreciate it if all we ever play is the same thing. So I'm like, I want to mix it up a little bit here and there.
Man, I really remember that period in time where I was a kid on YouTube and I was like making really shitty My Little Pony toy videos, which I privated all of.
If we ever, because
I am never showing that shit to anybody, and I will take it to my grave.
I want to, I really want to start doing a channel with you, where all we do is like stupid shit.
Review shit.
Like we review things.
Random crab.
Random crabs.
I want to build a dice tower. That sounds fun. I would love to build a dice tower. Oh my lord! What if we did videos where we had to put Lego sets together, but we weren't.
Oh my god, that'd be great for a video.
Or like we had to put together IKEA and furniture without any instructions, like something small, like a shelf or some shit.
That would end our marriage.
We're not even married.
Yes. That would end our plans for marriage.
End our plans entirely.
Anyway, like, you know, I would like to do like stupid shit where like we play with stupid toys, really bad toys, or like we review like Wish products. What the fuck are you on about?
Reenactment of us playing with the horse figures on the table.
Oh yeah. Let's just do stupid shit and just have fun doing it, you know? That's what I really want to do.
Let your inner child live sometimes.
No. Don't let it live. Kill it off.
I want to take you to get a pedicure. Or a manicure. One of the two.
I can just use fucking boiling water.
I want to take you to get that done. I'm so tired at night. You putting your hand on me, and it feels like 1,000 teeny tiny needles from how dry your fucking skin is. Dude, you've got hangnails for days. You need to rub some coconut oil on that shit or something.
Look at my little dude. He looks like a fucking drug addict.
How is he holding 6 different guns?
That's a fucking great question.
He has no arms.
Alright, I think we'll do one more run and then we'll end it. Because I'm kind of getting tired of it a little bit.
Yeah.
I would rather have something to do that's a little more stimulating than this, to be completely honest. It's not a horrible game. Not that it's bad or anything, it's just it's not me. Unless you guys love this shit and watch it like a 5,000 like if we get 5,000 views on this video, yeah, okay, I'll watch the shit out of it. I'll play the fucking shit out of this, even if I don't like it. But, you know, it's just not. Watch, because I said that, we're gonna get fucking people that like watch this like 10 times and times over, and I'm like, oh, now I gotta play fucking Brotato again.
I don't see the point in this game.
Yeah, neither do I. I mean, the only thing that I actually got from this was unlocking new characters, but
I mean, sure, it's, you know, you worked hard on it. I can respect you for it. Not my taste.
this is, you know, not trying to be rude or anything, but this feels more like a game that's made for like a game jam.
What do you mean?
You know what a game jam is?
No.
So a game jam is essentially you make a really fast game, and the whole point of it is that it's simple, and
it's like a little, okay. It's like a
competition.
contest.
Yeah, it's a competition where you make a game. You have a certain amount of time to do it.
They have that for arts and craftsy people like me. It's different. Some people, like, for example, there was a contest that people did where you had to make a fursuit head in under 24 hours, and then you would auction it off, and whatever money you got, you would donate to a charity. Like, there was one person that I watched their live streams, and they raised...
Wait. You don't get any money to keep for yourself?
No. You give it all to charity.
So how the fuck are you gonna pay for your rent and shit if that's all you're doing?
They just did it for the good of people. I think it was for...
I mean, I don't...
I think it was for either a children's charity or it was for a mental health charity that helps a lot of people. It was something along those lines, and they made a sleepy little... like a sleepy little dragon, plushy kind of character. They made it under 24 hours. It was really awesome. It's a group of 4 people. And they raised like $10,000. It was either $7,000 or $10,000 for something.
Like I said, though, like, I'm all for charity. I am definitely all for charity, and I want to do charity streams one day.
Some people aren't nice about it, though. Some people will take most of the profit and use it for their advertisement, actually giving it to the charity.
Well, when we stream, because I want to do streams for, like, the Wounded Warrior Project and stuff, and for, like, cancer research, I
want to do stuff for mental health.
Well, yeah, that too. Because I want to...
Especially for people in the LGBT community that are struggling with mental health.
That's
a big thing to me.
There are only a few people or few places I wouldn't donate to. Because they're one of those people that take everything.
Yeah. It's all about doing your search. That's why I'm not naming any specific charities, because I'm not exactly sure. Coming from someone who's LGBT and has gone through a lot of mental health stuff, like, that's important to me.
Yeah.
That's an important cause I would want to give back to people who may not have the resources to get betterment. Actually, that reminded me of something pretty wholesome. There was this guy on Instagram. I was scrolling through Reels and I found it one day. I wish I could remember his name for the life of me, but he has this little group of people where you would basically stand in for somebody. Like, for people who are LGBT and they get married, and sometimes they have family members who are not the nicest of people towards their decisions. And this guy's like, look, you need a mom, you need a dad, you need an aunt, you need cousins, you need sisters and brothers. We got people who will just show up to functions and stand in for those people. And just be wholesome individuals that can create lifetime relationships for, you know, because there's a lot of people in this world who'd like to watch the world burn. Definitely. So seeing someone have this group being like, hey, your mom doesn't want to go to your wedding because she's a bigot. I'll go instead of her. And I'll be your mom. And like, that means a lot to some people. Just to have somebody there to fill that role. Well,
you know, I do want to do charities. Me and Aaron were talking about it, and I said I was thinking about maybe doing like a 24-hour stream of like a specific game that, you know, would have to do somewhat with the thing that we're doing. For example, like I was wanting to do the Wounded Warrior Project. I was thinking maybe we could play 24 hours of like 6 Days of Fallujah, or like another militaristic style game, so that we, you know, it's kind of like on the topic.
Kind of ironic, though.
I mean, everyone who has been to Fallujah...
Call of Duty!
No, not Call of Duty. Because that's unrealistic. I'm talking about like realistic shooters. Which, Fallujah is pretty realistic. I don't know if it's to the T of what happened in Fallujah.
I mean, you have experience when it know what it's like to be a veteran. And, you know, people have it a lot worse than others.
Yeah, but I've never been to Fallujah, I'll tell you that.
it's a good cause giving back to people.
But, you know, like I said, I know that Fallujah was very bad, and it was a horrible thing that, it was a horrible battle that we significantly did not win against. And like, we had our progressions and then our downfalls, but overall, I feel like it was a lot of people who had gotten hurt, and I think it was too much, too great to be considered a total win. And I can respect everybody who went and did that stuff. Because it was definitely, like, I remember one of the things that someone had said is it's hard to fight a battle against someone who's not afraid of dying. Because it was all of it wasn't just people of Fallujah, it was other people, insurgents from other countries coming in to fight the United States with them.
I think any war is a pretty horrible thing
yeah,
to go
every war is
through.
pretty
Like,
horrible.
It doesn't matter what side you're on, there's always going to be losses. It's a lose-lose for both people. I think it's an important, but it's also a heavy subject often, and I get it. That's why, you know, it's good to give to community, have people who have gone through that kind of horrible thing, and then be like, hey, you have support financially and emotionally.
Yeah, I
from
mean,
people.
that's why I want to do like the Wounded Warrior project, because people have been wounded in combat. Sometimes soldiers are wounded outside of combat too.
It traumatizes people forever. Like, there's something they have to live with for the rest of their life.
So that's why I want to partake in those charities.
Right.
Because, you know, being a veteran myself, I know that it can be very, very difficult.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, you know, especially when the VA isn't all cracked up as it's supposed to be. I mean, the VA does do a good job sometimes, but the worst
There's
part
always
of
flaws to things.
the worst part of the VA is getting your rating that you deserve off the bat, because they probably will never do that. There are certain people who have. Yeah, you have to fight for it.
And not everybody has the energy or the time to fight for it.
And remind
it's
yourself.
with a lot of things.
And remind yourself that those people who fight those those VA claims for them and everything, they're not deserving the money that they deserve.
You're probably talking about.
Well, this is from personal
They're not
experience.
getting the money that they deserve.
Yeah.
Is that what you meant to say?
They're not getting the money that they deserve, and
You're talking about that group that you were
oh yeah.
posting in, yeah.
But like, it's terrible because, you know, these people need that money to actually survive.
Because they can't work.
Right.
They're injured or they got something that happened to them in their life and it makes it very difficult for them to work. They need that money to survive, and they earned it. They went through the military. They did the hard work that nobody really wants to do. Because I'll tell you right now, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through all that pain and suffering. I couldn't handle it. So I have a lot of respect for people who can go through that and deal with it every day. Unless you're an asshole.
Unless you're an asshole.
And then I don't like you. I have a lot of respect for a lot of people. Because I can't do a lot of
I
things
mostly
that
didn't
most
have
people
much
can.
respect for my leadership because they were all kind of assholes that, you know, they were the kind of people that would wonder why you don't trust them, and then when you tell them you don't trust them for a very specific reason or because of the things that they do, they punish you.
Right.
And it's like, well, what did I do? You asked me a question and I told you the truth. Well,
And then they'll throw you on the ground and say, give me 50 push-ups for not trusting me.
well, one of the best examples was one of my leadership asked me about something. I asked them about something and they said, you don't trust me? And I was like, well, to be completely honest, no, I don't. And they were like, okay, we'll start doing push-ups until I tell you to stop. And I'm like, that's not gonna help me trust you anymore. That just shows me you're a dick.
You were honest with them, and they
didn't take that.
They didn't care. They wanted power over you, and unfortunately, that's with a lot of people these days. That's why I said, you fight for your country, you put in the hard work to protect the people you love. I have a lot of respect for you. But when you use that as power against people, I have no respect. I have respect for you as a human being, but not as an individual.
Yeah. I give them common respect. I wasn't disrespectful.
Right. They asked you for the truth, and you responded with the truth, and they got mad that they didn't like the truth they heard. That's not your fault.
There's also a lot of favoritism, a bunch of like toxicity.
Oh, that's with any business.
Well, yeah, but it's
anything
very
in America,
prevalent.
Period.
So, you know, I know people who have gone through that shit, who have been a part of that shit, and I want them to know that they're not alone.
Right.
Because the military can be a very fucking unforgiving place.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you know, people are like, oh, well, you signed up for that. Well, yeah, I signed up.
Because they tell you all the good things and don't tell you about what the risks are that you're taking. Oh, by the way, you're not just gonna possibly die, but there's also a possibility that leaders are gonna screw you the fuck over and make your life a living hell.
And purposely try to fuck you up.
Yep, and
the rest of
purposely
your
try
life.
to get you kicked out.
Yeah, I mean,
Which makes no sense! You want numbers, but then your people actively try and kick people out. That makes no sense to me.
I've fucking seen it. They just don't like someone just because they don't like them.
Absolutely no sense. But whatever, go off. And it sucks because it's kind of like, as a kid, and you're trying to tell a parent that's not fair, and they're like, well, I'm your parent, it doesn't matter if it's not fair, I tell you what to do. It's kind of how it feels, but like on a much grander scale. Like for people who are not in the military, I think that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
Is like, you know something's unfair, and they're like, well, too bad.
Too fucking bad.
Go to your room.
Cry about it.
And cry about it. We're taking all your stuff away. All because you said that's not fair.
Yep.
That's all you said. You said that's not fair. Too fucking bad. Boo-hoo.
It's unfair. Well, it depends on your unit, really. We've unlocked a bunch of characters, but like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna play them.
I think we're gonna end here.
Yeah, I don't really want to play this anymore.
Yeah,
it's
not our cup of tea.
It's not like it's a bad game, like I said. It's just
a lot of respect for the people who made the game. It's a pretty good game.
There's just a lot of penises.
It's not our taste.
There's a lot of penis. You can see one right there in the background. There's a bunch of penises.
It's not penis.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a decent game. It feels like a game jam kind of game.
It might be.
And this is definitely something you'd play for like maybe an hour.
If you're bored, if you're really that bored.
An hour, and then you'd probably like be done with it for a
while. If I was really bored, I'd play this. Otherwise, Stardew Valley.
Anyway, yeah. So if you guys want to see more of it, you can let us know.
Please do. If you just want to hear us talk while Autumn absolutely destroys the fuck out of some little penis guys. Then...
See, even you called it a fucking penis. There's like 3 penises in the background right there.
Just let us know. Alright, we will catch you next video.
Bye.
Bye. I'm glad to see you.